Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tony Sandlaben. Thanks for tuning in.
And I'm Olivia McClellan. Tonight we bring you the latest in news, weather, sports, and entertainment.
The enterovirus D68 continues to spread across Indiana and 20 other states. Hospitals are beginning to enforce visitor restrictions to help contain the sickness. In Indiana, NICUs are restricting anyone under the age of 18 unless they are a parent. Sick people will not be permitted to visit. Dr. Paul Hott, Chief Medical Officer at Riley Hospital for Children at IU Health, says about a quarter of patients coming into their emergency room are coming in with respiratory symptoms. Hott believes these restrictions could last all winter. He says with the amount of virus spreading in other communities, it is important to enforce these restrictions now. There is no vaccine for the enterovirus currently. St. Vincent, Carmel, St. Vincent Women's, Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, IU Health, Franciscan St. Francis Health, and Riley Hospital for Children are all enforcing the visitor restrictions.
The family of 17-year-old Jace Zook, the teenager who died of an apparent suicide in the back of a police car 2 years ago, is suing the city of Anderson for wrongful death and negligence. He strangled himself using a seatbelt after being arrested in August 2012 with two other teens suspected of trying to break into the Madison County Shrine Club in Anderson. The lawsuit says police officers left Zook unsupervised for an extended time while investigating the scene and found him unconscious when they returned. The Herald Bulletin reports attorneys for Lisa Manasco, the teen's mother, and grandparents have sought $1.5 million in damages.
A member of the Delaware County Sheriff's Department is facing preliminary charges in relation to drinking and driving. Investigator Todd Daly was off duty over the weekend when he caused a four-car crash. The crash happened at State Road 37 and Country Club Road around 3 p.m. on Saturday. That night, Daly was under guard at Ball Memorial. According to Muncie police, Daly was then arrested and charged with endangering a person while intoxicated, along with having a blood alcohol content above the legal limit. He bonded out of jail yesterday morning. His first court date is September 30th.
This weekend, Muncie hosted its annual Old Washington Street Festival. The event offers visitors a chance to tour through historic homes that date back to the Muncie gas boom in the 1800s. But as NewsLink Indiana's Payne Hoarding reports, some of the spectators are also buyers. That prompter 5 is not working.
Years in the house, she is putting it up for sale.
Really, it is really sad. But what could you do when you get up? I'm 87 now. You can read it to him. Go ahead, I can't read it.
Roar's daughter and great-granddaughter have left behind some of their memories and a note for the new owners on the second floor.
100 to 200-year-old house. Please take care of this house. It means so much to me.
The Roar home opened its doors to the public this weekend in the Old Washington Street Festival tour. Homes like these are open each year to spectators. Dwayne Estes, president of the East Central Neighborhood Association, bought this 1894 home after being involved in the Old Washington Street Festival. He says the festival has helped save the neighborhood.
The East Central Neighborhood Association was started to help do that, and I say they've done a wonderful job promoting the neighborhood and promoting the atmosphere and bringing people to this neighborhood that have helped restore it.
One of those people is Dawn Donson. She's purchased and refurbished 3 homes in the East Central neighborhood.
You're a part of making a difference. You're taking something that people have abandoned and let go, and you're bringing it back.
Chris Pauling, co-chair of the Old Washington Street Festival, says each year they sell at least one home from the area. This year, he says, there are 7 listed on the market. Now, Tony, walking to class today, I was kind of chilly, and then it was warm, and then it was raining. It's just been a crazy day of weather.
Yeah, this morning I was walking out to my 10 a.m. class and was in shorts and a t-shirt, and then didn't have time to change for the cold weather. Adam, what do you got for us?
Yeah, we've had some below normal averages for this time of year, but currently in Muncie we are at 57 degrees. There is some light showers outside as well, with winds from the northwest around 5 to 7 miles an hour. Today, looking at the radar, we'd had all this rain in our area move out, but behind this rain, we'll actually see an area of high pressure, which will bring some sunny skies later in the week. Coming up later in the show, I will talk about continued cool temperatures, the next chance for rain, and then your 7-day forecast. All that and more coming up after this.
And coming up after the break, we will show you what you may have missed over the weekend.
And we'll tell you about the latest controversial photo going viral online.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
And now it's time for a new segment on NewsLink Indiana.
Each night we will have a reporter go out and ask the public their thoughts on a certain topic. We like to call it Quick Question.
Kayla Harpold has tonight's Quick Question.
We went around campus asking students whether or not they believed Muncie was a clean place to live. Here's what they had to say.
Do I think Muncie is a clean place to live? It depends on what you can afford, really, just like any other city. I've been in Muncie ever since I came to Ball State about 4 years ago, and I've seen some of the good parts, I've seen some of the bad parts, and I've seen everything in between.
And I think that Ball State is an awesome campus. It's super clean, but as far as Muncie goes, I haven't really been off campus to really know.
I've lived in Muncie for about 2 years now, and I could say with a fair amount of certainty that it is not a very clean place.
And that's your quick question for the evening. In Muncie, Kayla Harpold, NewsLink Indiana.
Thanks, Kayla. Urban Outfitters is apologizing for a, quote, vintage Kent State sweatshirt, which has red splatters resembling blood stains surrounding the school's logo. Some believe the sweatshirt alludes to a tragic event that occurred during a Vietnam War protest at Kent State in 1970. 4 students were shot and killed, and 9 others were wounded. Urban Outfitters has removed the sweatshirt from its website to avoid further upset. Although it is no longer available through their website, it is being found on eBay for as much as $2,500. Earlier this year, Urban Outfitters was criticized for putting shirts on the market that read, "Eat less and depressed."
The 8th annual River Cleanup was this past Saturday at Westside Park. The cleanup happens every year in September and is a statewide public service event stretching most of the entirety of the White River. The event has drawn over 2,000 volunteers over the years, with last year bringing over 525 volunteers to Westside Park. It has been responsible for removing over 80,000 pounds of trash and 500 plus tires from the beautiful river in the past 7 years. Muncie and State Police were called to the cleanup this year after Ball State students found what appeared to be a shake and bake meth lab. That's not the only potentially hazardous trash. More than 400 volunteers discovered. Along with pantyhose, cigarette butts, and broken bottles, BSU students Chris Keaton and Christina Valdez found a syringe. Leaders gave instructions on what to do if they encountered a meth lab equipment. Students are already complaining about not being able to find proper parking, but as the year progresses, it may become even harder. As of last year, Ball State issued more parking permits than spots they had available. Just over 1,000 parking spots are dedicated for green commuter parking spaces. However, Ball State has issued 3,041 permits for those same spots for the academic year. Department of Urban Planning Chairperson Michael Variety said the rationale might be because not everyone is going to be here at the same time.
We have been getting a lot of rain lately, but will it continue? Weather is coming up next.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
to NewsLink Indiana. And Olivia, the weather the past couple of days has been pretty weird. It was really hot, then it was really cold, and then today happened.
Yeah, I just want to know if I can finally get out my winter clothes or if it's going to continue to be warm. It's very confusing. So let's toss it to Adam so we can see what's going on.
Welcome back, folks. Forecaster Adam Burnson here again. We have had an abnormally weird September, but we are Indiana and the Midwest, so we all know how our weather is here throughout the year. Today we had a high of 68, which is 10 degrees below our average of 78. The record for this time of year was 93, set in 1991. Looking at temperatures across the nation, we do see this cool sector that I was talking about earlier, but all the way out to the west, Las Vegas is currently at 101 degrees. As we look closer to home, Muncie, that 57 degrees still, Shelbyville 60. A lot of normal temperatures around the area due to the cloud cover, keeping those temperatures average. And as I said, current temperatures are 57. We do have currently rain happening with northwest winds at 5 miles an hour. And looking at the radar, we do see that spotty rain that could continue throughout the night and will be light and scattered. Tonight we are expecting a low of 50 degrees, winds from the north-northeast around 5 miles an hour. And then tomorrow we'll have mostly sunny skies. Once this rain moves out, we'll have a high pressure system, high of 63, mostly sunny skies. And then looking at your 7-day forecast, Wednesday, 65, and we start to see a slow rise in temperatures, but then come the weekend, we will have a cold front approaching again with 77 on Saturday, and then Sunday we'll see another chance of rain from that cold front, and we could see another possible cool down into next week again.
All right, so it seems like it's kind of up and down, but I'm hoping that the cool weather stays and doesn't change anymore.
All right, thank you, Adam. And coming up after the break, we'll hear from Coach Limbo on how exactly the football team lost to Indiana State over the weekend.
And a different Ball State coach is being inducted into a Hall of Fame. We'll have the details next in sports.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. I'm Robert Connett with NewsLink Indiana Sports. Folks are still talking about Saturday's football game where Ball State was upset by Indiana State on Family Weekend by a score of 27-20. Now with 20 seconds remaining inside the 10-yard line, down by a touchdown and no timeouts left, Ozzie Man and the offense had one final chance to send the game to overtime, but were unsuccessful. Coach Limbo in a press conference explained what happened in the final moments of the game.
I want to address the end of the game, what I think happened there. Ozzie scrambled, should try to get out of bounds, certainly in that situation, so that we have time for, at least 2 more plays. But something happened when he got up. I don't know where the side judge was, but somehow the ball ended up in the hands of Jeremiah Harvey, and then when it went to get exchanged with the official, somehow the ball got dropped and rolled into our backfield. So I don't know exactly how many seconds we lost there, but I'm guessing it's in the neighborhood of 15. So we lost out on an opportunity to kill it there and probably have two shots at the end zone.
With the loss, Ball State is now 1-2 on the season, which is the first time in the Coach Limbo era that the Cardinals have a losing record. Now the Cardinals will now focus on this upcoming weekend as they open up conference play at Toledo. And if you're a Ball State student wanting to attend the game, there is a fan bus going Saturday night. NewsLink Indiana's Carla Fernandez has more.
Saturday's football game is only 5 days away, and it's time for the Cardinal fans to cheer on and head to Toledo. You might be wondering what the big deal is by going to this game. I visited the Ball State's athletic office and talked to Kevin Thurman, coordinator of the BSU's fan bus.
It hinges on school pride, wanting to come out, support your fellow students. These are the guys that are in the classroom with you. A lot of people think of them just as athletes. They're student athletes, students first. You see them in the classroom, they're your friends, they're part of the face of our university. The team really needs our support, so it's an opportunity for our students to be able to travel to a close away game. It's just a day trip.
And if you want to be a part of this great opportunity, don't forget space is limited, so email them to reserve your spot. It is important to see the student body involved, and senior students Allison and Hannah tell us why.
Supporting the team, meeting new people.
Just like Ball State pride, we love being Cardinals, so we want to show it not only at our home games, but also when we're away.
To reserve your spot, just email the nest at bsu.edu, or you can head to the atrium from 11:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. near the athletics office table. All payments must be made by September 18th, and don't forget, you can also contact Kevin Thurman.
Cardinal fans, we're looking for you. We need you guys out there. We need the students. We need the energy. It's a big conference opener at Toledo this Saturday. We'll see you at the game. Go Cardinals.
Reporting in Muncie, Carla Fernandez, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Carla. Toledo is also 1-2 on the season, just like Ball State. Kickoff will be on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Now, the Ball State women's volleyball team is trying to bounce back after a tough weekend. The Cardinals went 0-3 in the Hotel Red Invitational in Madison, Wisconsin, as they suffered 5-set losses to Missouri State and Miami before getting swept by 4th-ranked Wisconsin. BSU finished the invite, taking on last year's national runner-up on Saturday evening. The Cards dropped the first game 25-11 and put up a fight in sets 2 and 3, but did not have enough for the Badgers in front of 4,200 fans. Kelly Hopkins led the offense with 7 kills and a .500 hitting percentage, but as a team, Ball State hit just .082. Now, Ball State is now 3-6 on the season. They look to end a 5-game losing streak. This week, they return to the Hoosier State as they will take on their rivals IPFW on Wednesday night. Also in Ball State volleyball news, head coach Steve Shondell will be busy tomorrow night at Muncie Burris. The school announced that Shondell would become the first member inducted into their Athletics Hall of Fame, and Shondell was the volleyball coach at Burris for 34 years, where he won over 1,000 matches, 21 state championships, including 13 in a row in Class 2A. In his final year at Burris in 2009, Shondell led the program to a perfect 40-0 record and a national championship runner-up. Shondell will be honored tomorrow night in Ball Gymnasium between the JV and the varsity matches. And sticking with the volleyball court, this week's high school volleyball coaches poll was released earlier today. 2 Delaware County teams find themselves atop of their respective classes. The Yorktown Tigers barely stay within the top 10 as they claim the final spot this week in Class 4A. Delta went undefeated in their own invitational over the weekend to advance to 14-1 on the season, and that record helps them keep the top spot in Class 3A. Muncie Central and Wapahani also remain in the top 10 for Class 3A. As you can see, Steve Shondell's Muncie Burris Owls not in the top 10 in Class 2A as they dropped, but Class 1A Westdell is still number 1 in their class. And finally, guys, tonight, Indianapolis Colts in action, Monday Night Football down at Lucas Oil Stadium, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Currently in the second quarter, Colts on top by a score of 10-3.
All right, fantastic. Glad to hear the Colts are getting things going. It's been a kind of a rough season as injuries have piled up there, but good to see the Colts continuing and good to see those Delaware County teams rather playing well in volleyball.
I was so upset when Ball State lost this weekend, but I'll definitely have to look into the fan bus and going to Toledo. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Have to
and
get
hopefully
some friends
weather
together.
will be good for that.
Yeah, I imagine it will be. I'll be following that weather here in Muncie, and we'll see what happens at Toledo.
All right.
All right, when we return, if you're hungry and live near campus, NewsLink's Entertainment has good news for you. Details when we return.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Lindsay Ross with your entertainment news. Freaky Fast Delivery is back again in the village with the reopening of Jimmy John's. The popular restaurant opened their doors last week. The owner of the restaurant, Steve Arnold, began the construction during the summer to make the chain store larger. Jimmy John's is now 2,300 square feet and seats 58 people instead of 22. Arnold is currently making plans to open a third Jimmy John on Bethel. The author of The Freshman Common Reader, Wes Moore, is coming tomorrow to Emmons Auditorium. Moore's book is titled The Other Wes Moore. The book tells a story of two boys who grow up with the same name and in the same town, but take different paths in life. One boy leaves a successful life while the other ends up in prison. Moore will be answering questions about his book beginning at 7:30 p.m. The event is free for everyone. The 2015 Miss America pageant came to a close last night. Kira Kazantsev has been crowned Miss America and is the third consecutive winner to come from the state of New York. Kazantsev took a unique approach to the talent portion of the contest. She used a red plastic cup to play the beat of the hit song Happy by Pharrell Williams while singing the tune. Kazantsev is 22 years old and plans to use her new power to protect women against domestic violence. The well-known show Gilmore Girls by Amy Sherman Palladino will be added to Netflix on October 1st. The series began in 2000 and ended in 2006 with a total of 153 shows. Gilmore Girls was the first major hit for actress Melissa McCarthy, who now stars in movies such as Tammy, Bridesmaids, and The Heat. That was your entertainment news for NewsLink Indiana. Thanks for watching. I'm Lindsay Ross. Back to the news desk.
Thanks, Lindsay. Now let's take a look at weather.
Yeah, we have a pretty good week ahead of us. I know we had this rain today, but tomorrow we'll have some high pressure building, which will actually clear out some clouds, and we'll actually have some sunnier skies, which will provide a slow warm up throughout the week. And then into the weekend, we'll start to see some windy conditions and another cold front that will bring a chance of rain on Sunday, which will actually cool down temperatures into the following week. So we're going to have a nice week this week. We could see another cool down coming for us next week, but for now, let's just enjoy the week we have.
That's good. That's encouraging. Fall weather's finally coming. I love the sweatshirt weather. Rob, maybe one final look at how the Colts are doing?
Yeah, still 10-3 in the second quarter. Andrew Luck, 6 of 13 with 28 yards, 1 touchdown. For fantasy owners like me, Darren Sproles, 66 receiving yards. Not bad.
See, I have Darren Sproles on my fantasy team, so that's encouraging. All right. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision. I'm Tony Sandlaven for Robert Conant.
And I'm Olivia McClellan for Adam Berniston. Be sure to like us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great night.